Assassin's Creed Liberation HD is essentially kind of an upscaled remake of a mobile game, or a portable game, and spin-off from Assassin's Creed 3. This time with a brand new hero, completely new assassin, completely new story, but a lot of the trappings of Assassin's Creed 3 still, and unfortunately probably some of the failings of that particular title.
Yeah, totally. I think it's such a shame because, this did okay on Vita when it came out last year, and I think it gave a lot of people a bit of confidence back after the just absolute train wreck that was Assassin's Creed 3. And this was actually, a fairly decent installment into this world that Ubisoft, crafted, which was admittedly very cool. It was just problems with every other aspect of Assassin's Creed 3. But
yeah,
and this was fine on Vita. It was a really nice, accomplished handheld game. But handheld games are designed differently to console games, and that memo seems to have got lost somewhere along the way.
It's not an awful transfer. It actually plays pretty well. If you enjoyed Assassin's Creed 4 and you just want a little bit more, then this is a great place to go.
I think that's the problem, is that did you enjoy Assassin's Creed 4, which has the possibility, I think, with a bit of reflection, to be the best Assassin's Creed. Everyone's really jazzed about this franchise again after years of just almost reveling in just this mediocrity, and everyone's really excited. Everyone loves the naval battles. Don't take them out. What are you doing? Assassin's Creed game that doesn't have any sort of naval battles now.
It feels like a step backwards, even though technically this was the game that came first.
Yeah. But it's just you don't have to just do a straight port. You can add things to a game. Doesn't you're doing an HD remake. Things can be put in. DLC can be made for a Vita game. There's no reason why they couldn't add them in as a extra add-on.
Just other than just time and maybe inclination to a degree. I don't know. That's hard to judge.
It's just frustrating, really.
Sure.
And I think that's the problem with Liberation as a whole. Is just there's so many little aspects of it that Ubisoft have worked out by the time they got around to 4, and they're just still present here. And it's just, it probably is time, but it's just, again, it's frustrating to have to take a step back when the franchise looked like it was taking such a stride forward.
It is still nice not to have to deal with Desmond in this game either.
Yes.
So that's a bonus.
That is a bonus.
And I think, just generally speaking, the characterization is actually really good. They might not have the variety of gameplay that 4 ended up having.
Yeah.
But it works pretty well, and combat still really quite solid.
Combat's solid, and going back to her character, she's actually really, really well written. I can't remember the guy's name from 3. Connor. It just shows that you can tell a good story in this world. Some of the animations and stuff felt like they were left over from 3, which is a bit frustrating. It felt not lazy, but again, that's a problem of a handheld title, just having different demands than a console one. But on the whole, if you're looking for something new to play, and you're done with Assassin's Creed 4, and you can't wait for the next DLC pack, you probably aren't going to find anything better than Liberation right now.
Yeah. One other point, maybe not that important, but it's a sort of slight aesthetic thing. Female lead character in video game, fully clothed. Thank goodness.
Yeah.
that a character's actually taken seriously enough that she's wearing proper protective clothing and not some weird armor that shows off all of her flesh underneath.
That's true. I think you take that for granted, especially after seeing something like Lightning Returns, something like that, which is just ridiculous.
There's a mix. At least there's some different clothing in Lightning Returns. There's a mixture of different things. But some of it is really impractical.
Most of it's really impractical. How are you going to save anything in those clothes?
Let's get back to Assassin's Creed, though.
Let's get back. It's fine. It's, at the end of the day, you know exactly what you're going to get from an Assassin's Creed game, regardless of whether it's coming out on Xbox Live Arcade, whether it's coming out as a budget price title or on a handheld. And Liberation does an absolutely fantastic job of dragging you down into this world and actually giving you a satisfying story and trying to save it after Assassin's Creed 3.
Absolutely. It's a great little extension on Xbox 360 and worth checking out.
Hurley, what did we score it, John?
I believe we gave it a 7.
7 out of 10, not bad.